Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Play Mount & Blade Warband, Prophecy of Pendor 3.93. What are we doing? We're hunting Noldor. No, we're hunting G2, of course, because the Noldors are our friends. Our main problem here is that we cannot beat those guys alone. We can only beat them with some help. And the help that we need are this beautiful Warlord. Don't get me, get those guys. Well, maybe I can talk you into stopping perfectly. And now they will cut you down. No, they will not. I have to stop them again. And I will. Beautiful. This is Warlord Zulkar. There are two reasons we kill those. Three reasons we attack him. For one, he's a G2 and we hate G2. Second, also important, we need to kill G2 for our quest. And third, this is Warlord Zulkar, so if we can take him prisoner, we will be getting a Qualis gem out of him. We need a position that we can defend, so I will order our forces to get up this hill. Follow me. Dismount your horses. And then we'll take this hill, because G2 are extremely good at charging people, but only if they're doing that on a plain field. When they try to charge enemies that are on a hill, they lose their charge bonus. And then, well, they're still doing a ton of damage, but hey, come here. Spread a little bit out. Come here. Oh, they don't go too close to the map edge, sadly. If they were closer to the map edge, it would be better for us. We should stop firing because we're losing too many arrows. Hold your fire. You only have a certain number of arrows, and if you're spending them too much, you will not have them when you need them most. And we need them most when the enemy is getting closer to us. Can you get a little bit further back? Just a little bit. No, you cannot. Damn it! That would be beautiful. The good thing is, if the enemy charges us and is able to reach us and damage us, then our reinforcements will appear where my chest is, so right between my helmet thing is. And that means in the back of the enemy, and that's the beautiful part of it, because that means that the enemy will be sandwiched. They have shields, yes, but only shields in one direction, so our reinforcements will get them in the back. Reinforcements will only appear when our losses are too high. So let's talk a little bit about battle. You might notice that my forces here are all on the hill, and the computer-controlled allied forces of the Noldor Lord, whatever his name is, are attacking without any real idea of what they're doing. So when two forces clash, two big forces, both forces send troops to the battlefield, a portion of their army considering of the battle size that you decided the game you want to have. In my case, I think it's 150. So if both sides don't have tactics skills, and if both sides have the same number of troops in the army, both sides will send 75 forces, or 75 units. So for example, if one unit has 10, one army has 10 members and the other army has a thousand members, then what happens is that we will send 2 and the enemy will send 148 because of the difference in size. Oh, here they come. No, fire at will. Fire at will. Use weapons at will. Crap, we totally ruined this one. I have no idea what's gone wrong here, but we're doing it wrong because our forces are not using their arrows as they should. And that means we're losing forces for no reason. The good thing is we're fighting at the edge of the map. That means the enemy forces that get past us are most likely to get stopped at the edge of the map and rest there and can be shot easily. Well, at least now our forces seem to use their ranged weapons. Could you spread out a little bit more? That would really help. Normally when you fight G2, it's good to be in one big blob, because the enemy will charge your forces, they will crush into your first rank, and then they will be killed by your second rank. If your forces are only one very narrow line, they will simply break through, turn around, and charge you in the back again. Like this guy will now do. We're doing the best to shoot him in the back. Now, I said about the armies that will be sent to the battlefield, depending on your tactic skill and the overall size of both armies. If they're equal, they will set both the same number of troops. Oh crap, this guy's after me, obviously. Maybe we can discourage him a bit. However, we must be really careful here. Maybe we should retreat with ourselves a bit, because please keep in mind that we cannot allow ourselves to get killed. Because if we get killed, our forces will run loose. Whoa, I killed a Zulkar's Grim Raider. That's impressive. Normally these guys are super hard to kill. Well, I think the Warlord did most of the work. Good. Good. I was already thinking we have to abandon our post, but we were not forced to. Nobody. Oh, they stole my kill, those bastards. Okay. So, both sides fight, and if a certain number of your forces or the enemy forces is killed, they will get reinforcements. Keep in mind that the troops on the battlefield, as well as the reinforcements, depend on your army list. First, your higher units will be deployed. Not your higher in level, but your higher in the list. So if you put your, for example, your elite knights at the top of your and at the bottom of your list, they will come only if most of your army is destroyed. On the other side, if your knights are, for example, you have 100 knights and 100 peasants, and you have the knights on top, that does not mean that all the knights will be deployed and none of the peasants. It only means that the majority of the forces deployed, depending on your tactic skill and the numbers of both armies, will be of the knights and not of the peasants. And when the knights are downed and the reinforcements come in, they will be mainly of the peasants, but there can still be knights or some knights in them. With that being said, the computer usually has his biggest forces or his strongest forces at the beginning of the fight and the lesser ones in the back. Although when they take prisoners, they take high-level prisoners, for example, they will be stored at the bottom of the list and not at the top. So you might have some nasty surprises there. Please also keep the following in mind. We're fighting G2. And the, well, tier order of the G2, if you might say so, or might call that, is, of course, Warlord Zulkar, the character, then his Grim Raiders, Reapers, whatever, then the Lancer, then the Battle Raider, then the Raider or Rider normal. But the G2 Raider, it's the Raider, the lowest tier unit, still has a remarkable damage potential, because they have a lance, a horse, a shield, a bow, and arrows, which is a perfect combination to do a lot of damage. So when you're fighting the Raiders alone, please keep in mind those guys can kill knights easily. They lance them, the knight's dead. So easy. When they get you, they lance you, you're dead, no matter your armor, no matter your hit points. Well, except if you're a demonic Magnus with the wings thingies attached, then they might not be able to lance you to death, but they will do serious damage. Now you see all these horses running around here. Please, if you can, try either to kill them or get them away, because they will run over your forces and knock them out. And we don't want that. They might be standing here But they're not invulnerable. Would you please? I'm so bad at doing damage. I cannot even kill a horse properly. The problem is when they get shrieked, they run over our forces and might knock them out, disturb our formations, or damage them otherwise. And we don't want that to happen. The main bulk of the enemy force is no longer close to us. That is good. We could go in and try to kill more of the enemies, but we don't want to because we don't want losses. Because after this fight, there will be other fights and we'll need our armies alive. We better stay back here and don't get killed or lose more forces than have a great bravado and get some battle points or some points for the quest and lose our army and cannot do the next quest, which will be fighting the Clarion Call Knights, supposedly. But that's a different story. Back to the topic at hand, the army and fighting with armies. When you are joining a fight and there are troops that are not controlled by a lord, for example, patrols, trade caravans and stuff like that, they will be under your command. Only the troops that are belonging to an army of a lord of some kind are controlled by the lord. The rest is under your control and you can do as you like. So, for example, if you're joining a fight between Noldor, normal Noldor, and J2, you get the control of the Noldor. Ta-da! Of course, this is not the case here because the Noldor army is led by a lord. Ithindil, let's call him Diddle. And that's the reason we don't control his forces. So both forces will fight until one force has no troops left. Then two things can happen. If it's more than 7 times reinforcements, then the battle will end and a new battle will start. What also can happen is that one force runs out of troops entirely and then the battle is won and everything's over and beautiful. If you can take the enemy leader prisoner, depends on your prisoner skill and luck. The higher your prisoner skill, the more likely it is that it works. However, there are certain people that cannot be taken prisoner. They run over our forces. Damn it, horse. You are a menace to my forces! Are you running off the battlefield or not? Yes, she is. Perfect. Let's try to... We could order our forces to get on their horses, actually, because there are a lot of horses around, aren't they? Well, the good thing about the wild horses is that they're doing blunt damage, so our forces cannot be killed by that. But they can still take damage. See what the enemy is sending in. They're still sending. You can see that the horse of the J2 are armored. That means there's still high-level troops around here. So it's not the right time to enter the fray. We'll enter the fray when the enemy has only raiders left, the lowest tier units, and still they can inflict a surprising amount of damage. Is there? Oh, new enemies arrived. That means let's see what's get killed. It's raiders, lances, raiders. So we're not at the lowest tier at this point. They still have high level troops. And we're still evened out. It's a shame that we cannot get any higher hill because this hill is not high enough for our purposes. A higher hill would be good. When you fight J2, there are 3 things that are your friends. Woods, not your best friend, but a friend because J2 tend to run into trees and then are stopped. Second, hills. They cannot charge up hills. That's pretty good and pretty important because that means when they're going up the hill, they cannot lance you. They can still do a hell of a lot of damage to you because these are still J2 and excellent close combat fighters with or without a horse, but they cannot do their lancey thing, which deals the most damage. And rivers, because in rivers, even horses move very, very slowly and they're easy pickings for your troops. So if you're fighting J2, get into water, up a hill, or a hill in the water, or if nothing else is available, behind trees. Also, there is the good old horse trap, meaning you order your troops to stay close together, then dismount their horses, then get behind this wall of horses, because the G2 will be stuck. However, the chances are pretty high that they will lance the horses, and I think it's time to attack, because the enemy is down to raiders. They will charge the horses, the lances will hit the horses, and that will kill the horses, and then your wall is gone. Well, at least part of the wall is gone. With that being said, what else can you do? Ranged weapons. Don't try to lance those guys, because they're pretty good at lancing people themselves, and their lances are normally longer than yours. And in this game, whoever has the longest wins when it comes to lancing or justing, or whatever you call that. So we won. Let's hope our losses weren't that big. Our heroes are not unhappy. That means our losses weren't that big. We only lost 3. The enemy lost all, hopefully. No, they didn't. Oh crap, we might have the chance to get someone here. They've only 1 guy left. You can do that. You can do that. No, they're riding all their horses. Of course, they're faster than I am. Ah, crap. Well, he lost his horse. So there is the chance that if we go at full speed... Nah, of course not. Ah, damn it. Damn you. We get some reputation, which is beautiful. And the G2 guy got away. Well, then we have some trade goods, some useless armor. Done. Get the prisoners. Ooh, nice amount of prisoners, I might add. Maybe we can talk some of them into joining us. Wouldn't that be beautiful? We're only taking those forces who have bows or horses or both. Or we can train into something like that. We're taking farmers because we can make Pendorians out of them. We're taking the ladies because we can make heroine adventurers out of them. We take all the guys that have horses. Rogue Knights. Rangers, of course. Wardens, of course. Highlanders. Too slow for my liking. Yes, I like you. I like the militia. We could take the shamans. They've got blunt weapons, but they're not very capable. To be real honest, these guys are losers. The Kingsguard, I think, can be upgraded to... No, they cannot be upgraded. Ah, damn it. Screw you. Okay, so that's what we get. This is far from being perfect, but it's what we have. Alicia, talk to me. You need more intelligence and more training skill. Thank you. Julia. You need more strength because you're too weak. And I want you to have some pathfinding. Beautiful. No, archery. We're not into archery. We're into crossbows. And... yeah, strength. Pathfinding. Beautiful. Your equipment, you're wearing 70-16, and the best I have to offer at this point is 48. Well, that's not even better. That is as good as mine is. Bow is that sad, isn't it? Nah, what can you do? Okay, is there any more upgrades? We take the knight. Nothing else here. We could talk to our prisoners, take an action, recruit some. No one accepts our offers. Okay. The, what are they called? The hardcore units. If they're over level 45, they cannot join you from the ranks of the prisoners. That is sad, I know, but that's how it is. We're nearly done with our quest. Let's see how many points we have. 16,300, and I don't care. It only counts 4,000, sadly. Which is a shame, a shame. Oh crap, we're getting ambushed. Oh yeah, here they are. Okay. We're not hitting anything. They're not hitting anything. We must be really careful here. These guys know their jobs pretty well. Okay, can we collect some of the arrows, please? Because we're running out. Oh, crap. I mean, we're not wounded, but they're using crossbows. That means they will have no problem killing us with those crossbow bolts. Ouch. And we got another one. And they're all dead. Oh boy. But that did hit us, did it? Iris the Lotus. Do you have any rumors? Single in foreign spearmen. No, they suck. I want to sell prisoners. Yes. The two battle raiders. What is the one that I cannot recruit because he's too high? Possibly this one. We'll sell this one. We'll sell this one. This one. This one. Those. This one. This one. The pikemen. We should keep those because if we can recruit them, the Chetu, no, the Lancers are not ranged fighters. Yeah, forget about them. We just keep the Sauron bowman. Maybe we can get him into joining our forces. Sister Mora, do you know anything? No, of course not. Single in spearman and a Valkyr. That is a knight order, so she will not be lending us arms. She will just be masterwork steel hammer. That's a beautiful weapon. She will just... Oh, wait, what was that? Fine blunt steel pole hammer. That's an excellent weapon, if you ask me. It has beautiful range, good damage. Cannot be used on horseback, but that is not really a problem. We should try to get one of those because they're excellent in sieges. And a heavy grade bardage. I like that as well. So let's give them some stuff of ours. Oh, they don't have a lot of coin, do they? So let's try to sell them other stuff to make room. They don't even have room. Those poor suckers. Too much for you, okay. How are we in food? Could use some more food. We've got Noldor trade goods and gold bars. We should sell them, they're pretty heavy. But nobody else has enough coin to buy anything, do they? Okay, we should equip our forces with these beautiful new weapons. Well, you have a good weapon, sir. Cannot give you anything. You. Honestly, that thing is no. take the... Ah, damn me, you cannot use that. Okay, let's have a quick look. This is strength 12. Can you take that beautiful... No, you cannot. I hate you. Never mind, Cavera. Drop that, get yourself this one. Beautiful. Boar trees. Steel mace is a good weapon, but get yourself that pretty beautiful thing. Thank you. You're able to use one of those two, right? This one here, excellent. Frederick of Mettenheim has a two-handed sword, Julia, you are weak and pathetic. Beautiful. Good. Not perfect, but good enough. So, we want to get... Well, we only have 1 day left, and the chances are not high that we get any... Ooh, look at that. Upgrades for our forces. Mounted Ranger, please. Squires, please. Pendorian recruits, please. Maiden Scouts, please. Heavy Bowmen, please. Manhunter, because that is the Ranger or ranged fighter part of them. You become Maiden Adventurers. Absolutely beautiful. We are now very, very slow. Well, compared to what we were because of the numbers of troops we have. But we can also pick quite a fight. Thanks to that. Okay, the quest is secured. Nothing we can do, sadly. Yeah, we could try to hunt people down. We have a speed of 6.7. We're still pretty quick. I mean, compared to what others could do, we're still pretty quick. Tavern. Ashton the Wanderer, do you know anything? No, of course not. Screw you. Hammond, do you know anything? No, of course not. We could sell our prisoners. Maiden Warden. Okay, you come with me. Marketplace. Arms. I want to sell this and that. Do you have anything I'm interested in? That is rubbish. A sword of war. Yeah, but we're not into that. It's a shame. I think we should buy some food. Some cheap grain or so. Bread or whatever. And off we go. Knights of the Lion. Sadly, even if you beat those guys, you will not get the Knights of the Lion. That's how it is. They're too high. Can we recruit? No, we cannot, because you can only do that in peasant women. Okay, and you've got Knights of the Lion, farmers, recruits, whatever. Well, we could try to kill them. We could try to hunt them down a bit and get some books, perhaps, because that would also help. Oh, look at that. Mettenheim forces and hideaway men. Well, I'll stop it here and we'll see you next time. Bye.